That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. I'm always right.
What is going on, believers? Guys, I hope everybody's having a great morning. My name is Bleaves. This is Breakfast with Bleaves. We're going a little bit later today. Last night, I lost power at my house. A tree fell down, knocked down an entire row of power lines, and it took several hours before they replaced the transformer and got everything back up. So this was just what a crazy sort of evening. Absolutely no power. Luckily, my phone was charged, so I just went to sleep and ta-da. So anyway, how about that breakout, guys? Did we or did we not? Absolutely, 100%. Let's get this up on screen right now. Did we not call this thing to the T? We predicted that this thing was going to pop up here on the top, and it did. Then it came back down, and we can see right here exactly how this played out. We called this top, and we called this top a couple days ago, right? And then it popped, hit right here, bounced back in, got it a little bit of support, and then it took off and capped out at 1,423.31 just a little while ago. Now, started looking around. Don't really have an answer as to why that's going on, but if you do a search of Ethereum over here, then you will find that Moonboy Crypto was actually doing this as he was going, calling this thing, because he said the ETH target is 1,840 breakout confirmed. This was his call. And then it says everything is breaking out exactly like I predicted. Wow, just 15 minutes later, big breakout. This was an hour ago. He said my two Bybit trades right now. He got in, and this thing got a nice breakout just right after he made the trade. So he looks like a genius right there. But we were calling this days before, right? Although, listen, a move to 1,800 seems to be a little bit. It seems to be a little bit high. But let's go back and let's look. As you can see here, Volt's having a little breakout right now. Shiba Doge is up to 1,500, guys. Shiba Doge is now up 61% on the week, 20% on the day, just continuing to move. Terra Classic still struggling at a little bit, 1065, by the way, and the market cap is hovering around 700 million. Volume at 137 million. That's down 42% from the previous day, but there's only so much that you can do right now for Terra Classic. We still have about 2 more days before we start to see the move back to the live net, but there's very important information that we're going to get to in just a few minutes on Terra Classic. And I'm going to tell you, this thing is going to absolutely blow. Terra Classic is going to have one of those epic sort of runs, the likes of which you have rarely seen. I'm going to show you a bunch of details about why in just a little while. So we're going to go back to Ethereum right now. This thing absolutely went crazy. Now, what we're seeing, by the way, and one of the things that we want to do is let's put this next to Bitcoin right now, and get an idea here of what these things look like. We'll do the 11 right here, and then, oh shit, I just screwed that one up. All right, so you can kind of see here that it's similar in pattern. You can see the dips and stuff like that, but here's what happened. This move right here is when Shadow Fork 9 came out, and that Shadow Fork 9 kind of changed things. You can see here, as I zoom this down just a little bit, you can notice that they really kind of formed up in the same sort of pattern in each one of their little channels here, right? However, after this dip here happened here, and then the move happened here, and this move happened here, then we got this right here. This is when Shadow Fork 9 ended up launching, and we saw a much more muted move by Bitcoin. So Ethereum was breaking out just a little bit. Then we saw this move right here, which kind of translated over here, but you can see this one's a little more aggressive. This one is making the move. Now this move to the top of this channel that we formed over here, and then it popped back down right here at the same time. Again, this is a little more sideways. This is much more volatile. And then all of a sudden, here we go, and we start having this absolute breakout move. Now, in the meantime, Ethereum moving to 1400, Bitcoin did go up to 21,465, and now it is almost back to that level again, which means that we are possibly heading right up to 22.5 right now. So the Ethereum move, by the way, we did get in on this at 1200, so we cashed out 1376. So my total play was about $2,300 this morning on that play. So we had a really good run on this one. So so this one played out brilliantly. And now here's the thing, and this is something that we got to think about now as the next move, because so Ethereum is right about here right now, trading at 1359, way out of the channel. We have had an absolute breakout happen, right? But Bitcoin is still inside this channel, and it is still going to hit up here. So when it hits up here, where is that going to send Ethereum? Now, based on the way that it's moving compared to where Bitcoin's moving, then, at first I thought 1800 is just way out of the ballpark. But now it's starting to look like a real possibility, because if you see here, this thing did drop back down to it didn't drop down that far. It dropped to about 1330, 1340 for a little while, and then it just started to break out again. So I get this feeling that Ethereum might just have something of a big run in it. So I'm not ruling anything out at this point. So 1423 was the high. I don't know that we get back to that. It feels like we have to get back to that high, right? Because Bitcoin, I think, just really wants to run. Like if you just consider this happened about 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago. And Bitcoin is almost back to the top again, 21,470, I think it was. And, we're still kind of just moving on it. So it's hovering at this point. It's just kind of lingering. So I'm on the sidelines, by the way. All I have is alts and memes. Aave did not have the same kind of move, by the way, just in case anybody's looking here. It had more of a Bitcoin type move. So it's moving along with Bitcoin. It's not having the breakout that Ethereum's having. Avalanche, on the other hand, did have the breakout that Ethereum is having. Matic did not. Matic has been more muted, like Bitcoin. So there is a little bit of the breakout happening here, but it's just Avalanche and Ethereum at this point. So we'll see how that plays out over the next little while. But over here in other news, we've got that Shiba Doge continuing to break, just continuing to move. Terra is up to 2063, guys. If you got in on Terra, I think you would probably be feeling pretty good. Just go back here and start using a day chart for a few seconds here and see here. This is where the struggle was, by the way. This was the 1800 that we talked about a long time ago, 1912, I guess. And then we said, this is where your resistance is. Can we break over that? And we have broken over that. And the question is, can we maintain that for a period of time? But guys, if you invested and you got in down here at this 1,000, then you have doubled your investment at this point. So you got to be feeling pretty good about your Terra bag, especially considering these guys are doing everything right at this point. TerraPool's been launched. TerraPool version 2 launches in just a little over 2 weeks right now. So there's a lot to like there. Volt, by the way, if you are not paying attention right now, something crazy is about to happen to Volt. Okay, and I'm here to tell you right now. So we've had this move over the last little while. We had that dump when the market got really bad. Now here we are, and this is what's been happening the last few hours, right? We've turned this into a move to the upside. A lot of that, by the way, is part of Ethereum. It's part of Ethereum. But if you come over here and you take a look at what Volt has got going on, that Herbert Burns, by the way, is about to rest in peace. Herbert Burns victim. A little bit later on today, he's about to put the crush on. But here is the important thing right here. This is the one, and I think this, oops, I think this might be the comment that started it all. No, this is not the comment that started it all. A little bit further down, boom, 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 boom. There we go. So Gate.io makes a post and it says, which crypto gem do you think will skyrocket after this bear market? Comment below, and then Volt says, look, Voltoshi, by the way, looking at this bear market, everyone knows which crypto will volt the most in the bull market. And he posts a picture of the dragon for the Volted Dragon Sailors Club. And then Gate.io responds, what quarter or year Volt Inu's price will skyrocket? So they're having an exchange now. And then someone posts, the tsunami will happen this year. If the boss said Voltoshi, it will definitely happen. And I think what they mean was if the boss Voltoshi said it will happen, it will definitely happen. So then Gate.io continued the exchange by saying, why? What's with Voltoshi? So they're engaging with the Volt crowd right now. So there might be something on the horizon that, when you get exchanges start to engage with you in public on social media, then that might mean that something is coming down the pipe. So I would I would be ready for that one. Let's get into chat real quick here before we get too far down. What's up, Hussein? What's going on, Julio? Realistic price for the next 6 months of Terra Classic, I'm going to say 10x from where it is right now. Is probably a modest estimate based on the way everything is breaking out. That's as quick and as simple that an answer that I can give you. Terra Rebels are taking over. So they met with Terraform Labs, which is what we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. So they're going to go from elite token to shitcoin to elite token again. It looks like now it's a long way to get there. And we still have August 22nd before anything really substantial can happen to increase and speed up the burn or get anything going very quickly, but we're getting there. Crypto Surfer, what's going on, man? I got the dragons in the house and the Volt army. I got my always right music on, man. What's going on? What's up, Bull? Cryptotonic, what's going on? Luna Classic is dumping and market pumping. You're good. Don't worry about that. It's going to take a little while. You're not going to, if you sold a lot of ETH for Luna Classic, then don't worry about it. You're going to be rewarded for that. You just look, you're not following me enough because we've been talking about this thing and we've been talking about this Ethereum breakout. And, we knew it was coming. Like we've been watching this thing building and building and building all this time. We had our channels formed. We've been talking about this for quite a bit. And it just absolutely did it. And I screwed that up when I did that because I hit that the wrong way. There it was. Anyway, so we did that over here too with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is going to do the same thing. And that pump right there is going to put them at 22.5, and we're going to be getting to Bitcoin at 22.5 pretty soon. And when that happens, then that means we're going to have Ethereum. Ethereum's going to match. If Bitcoin goes up 1,000, then Ethereum's going to go up, I don't know, 120. So, I mean, this looks like the moment of a mini breakout. Now, none of this is sustained, by the way. So if you're looking to make a play right now, I would not recommend doing anything. You definitely don't want to do anything long term. If you're doing anything long term, you want to be shorting because we still have the 28th. We still have the CPI, or we still have the FOMC coming on the 27th. We still have the GDP coming on the 28th. We still do not have good sentiment. We're just looking at good charts. So there's a difference. So what's going on, MD? I think we'll see Bitcoin minimum. Yes, as a matter of fact, that's exactly right. We're going to see 22.6, 22.7. Seems to be a lot of positive sentiment for it. There seems to be a lot of wish right now to get this thing pumping and get it moving. Famous. Ethereum is pumping. Was up to 1423. So, and that's from 1196. Now, guys, listen. Say what you want about that, but if you had 10 ETH right there, that was a massive several $1,000 pump. So that's nothing to sneeze at. Ethereum, none of these tokens move that way that fast normally. As a matter of fact, something got liquidated. I'm sure this is not. I don't think that. I think this is something with Ethereum. This is something with Ethereum where people are just. These are some massive buys to short, maybe. because that's a lot of move. That's a lot of move to the upside. But I mean, we got to wait for Bitcoin. See what. Look, at the end of the day, what Bitcoin does, the rest of the market follows along with. So now, by the way, if you are going to make a play and you are looking to make a play, and I'm not giving you financial advice, but if you are looking to make a play, if I was looking to make any sort of play other than what I'm doing right now, I would probably be looking at Aave because it's only up 2% right now. And you're starting to see Avalanche at 9.6, you're starting to see Matic at 4.6. So you probably see as soon as Bitcoin starts to really move and hustle its way up, then you're probably going to see that big move from Aave again. So I don't think that would steer you wrong if that's what you were looking for. Gala Games still on that little downtrend here, but it's formed a channel that you can kind of see. I mean, again, anything, it's everything is kind of in a bear flag at this point. But if you kind of peg it right here and right here, it's about to have a breakout of its own channel here on Gala, which I don't think is listen, let me put it this way. You should be nervous right now because Bitcoin should be the one pumping through the channels, right? Ethereum is already busting through. If I formed a bunch of channels and you start to see that some of these things are just kind of breaking through or at the top of them right now. So again, if I'm looking at this one, I'm probably seeing the same thing. I'm probably seeing the same sort of, no, I'm seeing something totally different with Link. So I don't know what to tell you about that one. Actually, you know what? It looks like Link is going to break out, which is odd. Unless the market's going to break out, I don't think that it's going to break. I don't think that it's going to have a breakout either. But I don't know, guys. This is some of this stuff's kind of tough to read right now. So let's go back here and get to our basics and look one time here. So we got we're in a breakout mode because we've got the 48. We're way above the 48 EMA, right? So let's go with 30 minutes. We're obviously way up. 2 hours, we're way up. 4 hours, we're way up. Have we passed on the day? Guys, we went across the 48 on the day. Okay, so here's what matters right now. This is the move that we've been looking for to happen for an extended period of time right now, is to see this thing settle above the 48 EMA. This thing's going to start to kind of curve, and it's going to carry the price action upwards, and that's where that 18 comes into play. So over the next little while, if Ethereum starts to make its moves and it continues to move, then that's going to be where you see this thing play out to the 18th. Now, here's the problem. When we're talking about it, I'm already way too far out now that I'm looking at it. Like we've got until we've got this line. I didn't do a great job of that line, but you get the point. We've got that line right there. That's 28th. That's like that's the D-Day, right? So if we pumped until then using a reasonable trajectory, then our reasonable trajectory puts us at 1600. That's just assuming that we continued pumping nonstop. Maybe you can make a case that this is just going to continue and continue and continue, but it doesn't look reasonable to consider that that's going to happen. You got to look at least over here and add. You got to go with the settled numbers over here. So 1800 is possible, it looks like. But man, it's like it's not probable. So like I wouldn't bet the farm on any of this happening right now. But this is D-Day right here. So if we have this breakout, then yeah, we're going to go, and we've got until the 28th for it to go. But we also have to consider that, moving back over here, Bitcoin has to do the same, at least relatively the same thing, right? And Bitcoin can't do that. Bitcoin's not going to, it's not going to have that kind of run. It's having it on the 4 hour still. Yeah. So we're still good on the 4. We're still good on the 2. We're still good on the 1. Anything in the low channels, we're probably feeling pretty good about right now. 1 minute, 1 minute's touching. So we might start to see some negative coming in very shortly if we don't get some pump going. But, you know, it takes a few hours for these things to play out anyway. So, but man, this is, there's obviously, let's go to these slower times here. And you can see here that we got a little bit of tired feeling right now as this plays out. I changed, by the way, on my EMA, I did not mean to do this, but I changed this to red, and I wanted to change it to another color. Can't make it blue, so we're gonna make it green. All right, so that we can see here. So we can see here that we're not in. We're not in the best spot in the short because we've already got the 13, the 9 is back over the 13, and the 9 is the green one. So this is a spot where we could start to see some drawdown. But I mean, I guess this is the one, guys. Can you imagine seeing that thing just actually do all of this right here that we're talking about? Like just continue to assert itself all the way up here to 1800 for the next little while. I'm by the way, so I sold, full disclosure, I bought at 1230 just a little while ago, and then I sold at 1380. So that's where I got the money. That's where I made the big play on. So now I'm just kind of sitting here looking, you know, like in these 5-minute windows. Let me put this back on. So we've got some sell on Chandelier is giving us a sell, but then it moves sideways. The 1 minute keeps doing sells, so it's ready to push us back down. You can look here at the 15 minutes, we're still on a buy sentiment. On the 30, we're still on a buy. Like we got deep buys going on for all of these. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out. Let's get back over here. Bitcoin needs to flip 21,694 as support. It's heavy resistance there. Yeah, we're going to have to see like a really good push. Otherwise, this is going to be one of those muted ones. All right, I'll be skipping down here just a little bit. Would you put 10K in ETH or 10K in Luna Classic? If I were doing it right now, I would put it in. Okay, so if it's me, I would be doing it in either. Okay, so I would be putting it in Bitcoin right now or Ethereum, plain and simple. I'm not playing any alts other than what I have, and I am right now. I don't know where my station wallet is. I'm at 1,062. I have 10 million Luna Classic. And 10 million Luna Classic, that's enough for me. I'm going to take those until staking is enabled. And by the way, so we've got the things that have passed, by the way. So this, by the way, this is going to happen. So I'm not sure, you know, like, first of all, I'm not sure that an algorithmic stablecoin is going to be the greatest thing. However, it's my understanding that based on the mechanism, the way that it worked, when UST came unpegged to whatever dollar it was, then it minted Luna Classic, which is what caused the death spiral, right? But when it was stabled, then it would burn excess tokens. So, you know, I feel like if you can change where the peg is, like you could peg it to like a lower number or something like that, you could probably artificially kind of balance this out. They said it's very complicated to do, but the IBC enabling has been passed. So they're working on trying to figure out a way to implement this thing. So then you have this one, which is re-enable staking and delegation, which you have to do. And then you have 4080 and 3568, which is your true burn mechanisms. Like these are the two that are going to burn the most. So there's really some good things that are just kind of sitting here waiting, but you can't do anything. You can't do anything until this happens. So until you re-enable validators, then this is just a dead stick, and it's not going to pump. It's not going to do anything. So, and it, when I say that, it's not going to sustain itself as a value. It's going to have little pumps here and there, and you'll see it, but it's not going to have one of these big moves. And by the way, it doesn't have really big moves to begin with. I mean, when you kind of put your, when you kind of pay attention to it, like this down here, if you were down here and you bought in and then you got this big run right here, you take your profit. And if you're still moving this way, but you did buy down here, I would 100% take profit at this point, because it's going to take some time, no matter what, for the classic pump. Like the pump is not going to happen immediately. It's going to take a little bit of time before it works itself out. So don't forget that. Anyway, so in the news, by the way, switch I can watch your guru. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Hex investors are making Richard Hart trend on Twitter. Hex founder Richard Hart began trending on Twitter today for the first time. The founder was mentioned by more than 2,000 people in tweets, making his name Richard Hart appear under the trending segment. So all it takes is 2,000 people posting something about Believes Crypto to get me trending. Guys, focus. In addition, Hex nearly jumped double digits today and is now up 7.5% in the 24-hour day trade. All right, so Richard Hart is on a flexing spree on Twitter after accurately predicting 99% of the current market happenings, from calling Bitcoin at the top last year when he was at 65 to predicting that Terra, US, and Luna collapse. The Hex founder has been retweeting all his previous predictions over and over again. Surprisingly, he had also predicted that Celsius will go bankrupt, and so will BlockFi and 3 Arrows. All right, so, and then Jake Gagan. Look at this. Jake Gagan. How dare you get more famous than me? Hart also predicted exclusively to Watcher Guru that Bitcoin will plummet to 11,000 in the coming months. There you go, man. I guess we should follow everything that Richard Hart says. When Richard Hart says it, then we're going to have to start saying that that's the law at this point, right? 10K ETH. What's going on, man? Anything new from Scott Herman? I talked to him a couple days ago. There wasn't anything new. Just some stuff with WagMe. He's working hard on WagMe. So what's up, Chase? What's up, Flashpoint? Selmo, what's going on, my man? Chad, ETH is absolutely vaulting, man. I don't know, Maker. Bandex continues to pump. Bandex is having a good run, man. I'm staked for 6 months, so even if I wanted to sell, I couldn't, because I'm not taking a 25% penalty for anybody. But Luna Classic will not be the biggest gainer in the next bull run. I think that takes a lot longer to play out. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's entirely possible because people are familiar with it. But once they repeg and the IBC is re-enabled and UST and Luna Classic are pegged, then I know that they're happening. I have not seen them yet. So let's do box estate. Boom, 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 boom. So I don't know what those are. All right. Well, no, I haven't seen it yet. And if it goes into like Telegram or something like that, I might have to look later on. Makers at 900 from 6K. Ugh. That seems like it's collapsing. Or are you explaining that in the reverse? Let's go see what Cult's doing. Where's Cult? I've been dogging on Cult long enough. Let's go see what they're doing. So as a DAO, quick look at ApeCoin. ApeCoin was at 448 yesterday, 486 today. So it's up 10% since we looked at it, 5% on the day. Cult is, there we go. Cult is finally having an actual run. See, now that is a run that I'm not going to clown, because I told them they couldn't get over 400, 1400 and sustain it. And now it looks like they've been spending a lot of hours over 1400 right now. Now, some of that is due to Ethereum, obviously, but when you get there, you get there. It doesn't really matter how you get there. It's that you get there. Hex was at 3.7. Now it's at 3.899. So it's up 4%, 5% on the week. SHIB was at 11, right? Was it 11? Still at 11. So it's okay. So it was at 1100 over here when I was looking at it yesterday. And then I'm looking at it again today, and it's at the same spot that it was. Saitama should be at like 8,000, right? Nope, 33.38. That's a 10% bump, though, by the way, guys. If you're looking, look, I'm always going to tell you this. If you're looking to do any swing trading and you are looking to do it in the shitcoin industry, then your play is always Saitama. All you ever have to do is find, like literally, find the channel here and just map it out and plot it out. Now you see this is a bear pennant, which means that it's gonna dump when the market dumps. But you have this tremendous amount of like down and up that this thing does over and over and over again. I mean, look at all of this, like, and it's 4% in, 4% out, right? So with a total tax of 8%, if you get this move to this move, and that's 15%, then you can take 7% out. It's risky because it's 8%, no matter what. But you know, every once in a while, you also get one of these crazy ass breakouts. So you know, it's worth messing around with every once in a while. But that's the only one in this kind of space, other than SHIB, that you could ever play with, just because the taxes are so low. All right, so Bitcoin moved up. We got a pump on Bitcoin going to 21.5. We haven't seen ETH match that yet. So it looks like Bitcoin is doing its share, because when we started this a few minutes ago, it was trading at 21.4, and now it's up 100 points. And Ethereum is still sitting at 1350 in that range. So it's entirely possible that nothing else happens right there. I don't see anybody else who's having any sort of breakouts. BTFA is not having a breakout. The banana index is, I mean, Bandex is still up, but it's not having a breakout. So on and on. Burn is having a good move. Burn is doing pretty well. By the way, full disclosure, I got in on Burn in the original, when it originally launched. I put in half an ETH, went on a road trip. That's not it. Went on a road trip. I bought Burn. Went on a road trip for half an ETH, pulled out 3 ETH, and then left a half ETH in. So I'm still into this, for like half an ETH. So that half an ETH is now $380, but it was down to like $120 or something like that. Something tragic way down here. So I thought, like it feels kind of dead to me. But, this was the launch right here. And they did a really good launch. So I got in at the beginning, and then I got this nice pump here. And I got with 6x or something like that. It was actually like 7x because I was able to leave my original investment in of a half ETH and then pull out 3. And then this went down from here, and it's been moving this way. But as you can see here, like it's had more good than bad on the days. And this is the day chart, by the way. So from 12.99 over here, it's done 100%. So it's up 8% on the 24 and 3% on the week. So it's having at least a little bit of a move. And then we have BTFA. If we got any 8s in the house, represent. All right, so we got on BTFA 79.84. Shit. All right, well, BTFA is having quite a little breakout. This is 49.98 just a couple of days ago. So this is going on something of a run. Yeah, so we're starting to see a little bit of volume as it picks up. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm excited about seeing this next bull run. I mean, think about this. If we made money in this market right now, I have 1 trillion. I'm sorry, 1 trillion. Oh my God. I have 1 trillion Bandex. 1 billion. Here, I'll show it to you on the dashboard. Connect wallet. And then staking. I have 50 million in my wallet. And then I'm in the diamond over here. And you can see right here, I've got 2 stakes. I've got one for 500 million and then one for 490 million. And they're 11% completed, but it's 90%. I mean, like the APY on 6 months is 90%. So like when I pull out, I mean, basically 1 billion tokens, I'm going to have 1.9 billion. So 1.9 billion tokens on Bandex right now. And I was in, by the way, I went into Bandex, full disclosure, down here at about 1,000. So I got about 1 billion tokens for about $1,000. So, like right now, if I come out with 1,900,000 times 0.123452501, that's worth 4,751. So I mean, that's almost a 4x from a little over 4x from where I started. So I'm feeling pretty good about Bandex. Here's the deal, though. If I did that, my feeling, I'd be an idiot for selling at that level, because you see here the total market cap is 2.42 billion. I think that BTFA has a long way to go, and they've got a great team behind it. That being the case, it'd be foolish of me to make any kind of sell at this point, because I feel like we're going to be looking at 4 zeros 2501 just in short order. You know what I mean? Like I really feel like, and if you're with me, then you should be able to think that other than SHIB, because I'm not sure it's going to do 10. Other than SHIB, I think every single one of these other tokens are going to do at least a 10x. I think SHIB is probably more like 6 or 7x because it's got such a huge market value already. But everything else is going to do at least a 10x in a bull run, right? 12x, maybe 15x. A couple of these. Volt will probably go 100x. You know what I mean? Terra's a longer term play. So on a bull run, I think it's going to go 10x, maybe 20x, just to create more value and more sentiment to get itself up into a bigger window of popularity and stuff like that. But like these things got people. There's good teams behind a lot of this. I'm gonna be on a conference call, by the way, with Phantom to talk about some of the build out that's going on there too. And like, I'm super excited about that one. And then of course these guys, Goat, they just partner with the Goat group, and now they're just waiting for like the market to pick up, and they're going to make a gigantic announcement. And I don't know what the Goat group is. I know it's Giannis from the Milwaukee team, Adam Pinko. So I know that it's him and a whole bunch of other athletes and stuff like that. So I know, like, I know that this is a big deal. Like, whatever these guys got going on is a gigantic partnership. So it's just a matter of all the days playing out and all that kind of shit before they can. But yeah, man, this is a lot of shit going on. Yeah, it'll be doubled. I have 68 million BTFA, staking 61. I think you have 600. You should have 68 billion, maybe, or 68 trillion. 68 million, because I have like a billion just in like reflection, I think. Where's shit? Oh, yeah, I got 798 million. Okay, yeah, so that might be why. ETH is ripping because I don't. Okay, first of all, I don't know exactly why ETH is ripping. I'm pretty sure that something got liquidated. Somebody went that like a bunch of shorts, probably, or a bunch of longs. Well, I guess, Jesus Christ, I guess we should look at the chart again. Something got liquidated. There's not a whole lot of buy-in to create that kind of pump. It has to be because of some kind of market manipulation, indicating that it would need, like, it was going to go like this. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be an asshole about it. It was going to make this move. Like, we can see here on the chart that it was going to make this move. We can see here on the Bitcoin chart that Bitcoin hasn't touched up here at 22,005 yet, that it's got some ways to go to get there. So we know that ETH is going to continue pumping simply because it's having a run right now. But something just caused this thing to pump. Now, if you go back here, you can see here, this right here. So it started right around here at around 1280, I'm sure, because, you know, we had this run down last night after we hit the top over here at 1280, about 1290. We hit this top, then we consolidated. It went back down. That was the overnights. Then the U.S. market kind of woke up this morning on a bender, and when we hit this right here, then that means that it was primed for a breakout. So it's entirely possible that some longs, I don't know. And I got to think that it's got to be market manipulation of some sort, because again, you know, there's just, money doesn't exist for that to happen in retail that quickly. That's coordinated. And you know what? I wonder if I have a manipulation. Oh, no. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, I don't see anything that really says that we're getting, and I don't know how to read this thing to the point that I would be able to tell you that there is or isn't manipulation in this. But it looks like anytime it's going up, it says that there could be manipulation. So I'm not sure that's an accurate indicator. So I'll have to find out what some of the pros use, because some of the pros do have a tool that gives them like a star next to it that lets you know. Let's do market Show market manipulation. All right, there's one called market. Nope, guess not. Let's see, we got whale alert on, and I don't see any. Well, I see indicators back there, so I don't know. I mean, I honestly have no idea. Let's close that out for now. I'll look at that one later on, see if it's got any value to it. Okay. I'm glad I didn't get in. I was thinking about, by the way, guys, I was thinking about just going back in and seeing what happens on this. But this seeing this retrace back here a few hundred points actually makes me feel a whole lot better about that decision. Like, I want to see Ethereum come down just a little more. Like, I would really like to see it get back in this channel because I don't feel comfortable aping in at 1300 and something. So I'd really like to see Ethereum lose some of this steam before we jump back in, because I don't like buying high. Buying high annoys the shit out of me. I have 61 in the baby ape vault. Nice. All right, so by the way, let's go back and I want to do this thing real quick, since you guys from the Terra Luna Classic know what's going on here. We had this right here. This came from Ricky Ricardo, which is one of the main Terra Rebel devs. It says, as per Zeradar, we had a meeting with TFL today. Slight smile. TFL means Terraform Labs. So I think they might be starting to get in touch. They want to offer us an upgrade that will make staking faster and allow us to unlock the IBC channels. Now, the IBC channels, for those of you that don't know, those are the links between UST and Terra Luna. So they'll be able to re-enable that IBC link with Terraform Labs. It's baby steps at the minute. We are just building trust, but it's a good thing for both version 1 and version 2 if we can start to share IP and work together. It also gives us more credibility. And what he's talking about, of course, is, right now, listen, version 1 is basically a shitcoin at this point. So, it needs to have some sort of quote unquote credibility in the community. Not that Do Kwon has any credibility in the community, but the validators do. And the validators are siding with Terra Luna 2 for the most part. So we also had a meeting Monday with a crypto fund. I cannot disclose at the moment. So things are going in the right direction. I can't disclose any more at the minute. Don't want to risk jumping the gun or risk scaring them off. So there are things happening here. FYI, we had a meeting with TFL today who agreed to share an upgrade with us to open IBCs. And we are having a meeting Monday with an undisclosed crypto fund. That's from Zeradar. So, you're really starting to see information start to make its way out that all of this is going to happen. And by the way, there was a gigantic buy that we saw, and I don't know where it is, but it came from Binance. Binance bought 8 billion more tokens on Terra Luna. So I have a feeling that Binance has got some serious shit going on right now. And that, look, Binance is about making money. So whatever is going on, the Binance wallet that has 2.6 trillion in it now has like 3.4 trillion in it. So Binance is not playing around. They intend to make something happen. It's just a matter of time right now. So as we look through these, you're not going to see price action right away. This is not an overnight. This is not an overnight millionaire game. This isn't overnight. Any one of these overnights, by the way, it's going to be one of those overnight. Oh my God! Here's a double. So your 1,000 becomes 2,000 or something like that. I mean, you could see that happen. and by the way, there was a thing for those of you that are if you're 4 tokens primarily held by the whales of Shiba and Doge, and they are Shiba, Doge, Ethereum, and Shiba Doge. So I'm not saying that means anything for you guys, but listen, Shiba Doge still has a market cap of $30 million right now in a down market with a micro cap. Remember, this is one of those 15 zeros, 1492 sort of massive tokens. So, you know, I would not count these guys out. I'm starting to see them getting more active back in the chats that I'm in with them, with the developers. I mean, I'm starting to see them make a little bit more noise and stuff like that. Yeah, actually, they're in there right now. Like, and guys, you know, our developer chat has been dead for a long time in Shiba Doge. Like, we haven't seen a whole lot of stuff. So, yeah. The Volt pump continues moving on. It looks like we're about to drop a 0 again. We're gonna hold the 0 this time. Like, it'd be really nice to see this thing happen for real. You know, let's get this thing to 1800. That's what, a 30% increase. That 30% increase is 15% more for Volt, which is 970,000. That would put us at 1100. 5 zeros, 1100 again at 1800. So, like, that'd be a really good move. All right. Yeah, what I want to see, by the way, is like, we want to see that happen without that pump, without that Ethereum pump. That's when you want to see it, because when you see that, then that's strength in the market. So, got a few ETH when it's 1098, dude. I would be selling right now. This is not the market to take that risk in. Wizard sell. So here's what I think is going to happen. Okay. I have no reason to think that this is not going to be accurate, that this chart right here that we've mapped out here says that it's going to 1800. And when I say chart, I just put an arrow right here. But some technical analysis guys were saying that, you know, based on the fact that Bitcoin is going to go to 22.5 and that it probably is going to touch 24.5. If it does that, then Ethereum is 100% going to hit 1800, right? So because the sentiment, look at the 10% bump versus the 3% bump right now. So because of that sentiment, they feel like Ethereum is going to have a nice big pump. But it's also possible that it doesn't. So if you got money right now, then it would be, look, I took my money a little while ago. Hold on. There you go. 20,357 is what I made off of mine. No, that's not it. That was another longer play. Hold on. Let me find this thing. There we go. 20,584. And it was actually 20,634 is what I cashed out. So, and that was off an 18,000 purchase. So that was 2,600 bucks, 18,200. So that was 2,400 bucks in profit. And I'm sitting here right now, like, I'm looking at this ETH right now. Like, I get the sense that it probably wants to run, but I'm also just seeing this consolidation kind of play itself out over time, and I'm not comfortable yet getting back in. Like, I feel like this is too high outside of this channel. Bitcoin seems to be hovering around 21,004 right now, like just sitting here. And if we look back here, if we pop up support and resistance, then we can look over here and we can see that, as we move out a little bit, you can see that we've gotten past this resistance. But as you move further and further out, you can see we're still in like a big resistance pattern here with this. But yeah, there we go. But then you can see up here, there's going to be some resistance. Like I can see it, even if it's not popping up on my chart, like yeah. So it's like right here, even though it looks over here like it's just a little bit, this right here is representative of resistance as well. So this whole line right here where you see the struggle, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, and you can see it like right here is a resistance line. And then you can see over here, that's where it's hitting. So, and that's kind of where it's just kind of, just sitting around. So it's got to bust through that. Then it's got to bust through over here, which is going to be another level of resistance. And it's going to have to get up here, and it's going to have to do it up here again. So, and it's got to do all that before the 28th, because 28th is D-Day. Let's move this back because there ain't no reason to worry about beyond 8 a.m. on that day. What if we can lock this? All right, so we're getting pumped by Bitcoin again, going up to 21,000. It's testing 21,005 again. Don't know how it's going to do, but it's getting there. Not as much anymore. The more I watch this, the more I keep thinking like Bitcoin's going to maybe just make a like I think it needs it's from, let's say, where are we at here? 2475. So like that's the reasonable approximation of where we are, right? So that's how long it would take, which is 8 a.m. 2 days from now. And that's when Bitcoin comes back down, because that's when the bounce is, right? So yeah, I'm still saying that we're going down on Monday. At least that's what it looks like. Like that's what it looks like. So, I mean, I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. Like it should by all means come back down, because it's in that channel. And I mean, the channel do what the channel do, right? Goes up, goes down, goes up, and then it falls off cliff. I mean, that stands to reason that that's how it's going to be. And I think I think I'm pretty accurate on how it's going to play out. I mean, I feel like maybe it's closer to here over here, but we don't know that until it plays out. But how long it takes to get to this top up here, that everything could break down at any point. I mean, drop a nuclear bomb and see what happens. But anyway, guys, it's been an hour. So that's what I think is going to happen. That's how I think this thing is going to play out. I think that we're in good position. Make your money this weekend, because I'm not sure it's going to be there next weekend. So this is not financial advice. My name's Bleaves. I'm always right. And best of luck in your trading.